Hello students, my name is Yusuf-ALPHA. I hope you have a very good time today. Today's lesson will be the definitions of bookkeeping and accounting. We will also discuss accounting as an information system. Your ability to understand today's lesson will be of great value in subsequent lessons. I wish you a rewarding and learning time.
Objective of the lesson, meaning of bookkeeping, meaning of accounting, differences between bookkeeping and accounting, accounting as an information system, questions and answers, summary and conclusion. Objectives of the lesson. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to define bookkeeping and accounting, differentiate between bookkeeping and accounting, and discuss accounting as an information system. Meaning of bookkeeping now. Bookkeeping is the art of data collection and recording. You can describe it as collecting and recording of financial data about an organization. It is the recording part of accounting. When you see bookkeeping, the picture we have at the side describes the major tools used by a bookkeeper. A bookkeeping function is performed by a person referred to as bookkeeper. And some of the things it does is under recording, for example, is to have what we call journal and ledger. And you see journals there, which is the first stage of recording. And the other layer, which is called ledger, is a permanent book of recording. And we have all other subsidiary books that we call purchases or sales book. Again, you have other raw data they collected that they use in recording, which we call receipt, invoice, and the rest. Other things that can be prepared by them under that refers to a day book, and other things that might be given to them by the accountant to assist, such as a preparation of trial balance, which accountant can ask them to do on his behalf. And this is generally describe major areas of what bookkeepers does. It's a discipline that involves quite a number of processes, such as data collection, recording, classifying, stroke processing, preparation of reports, and analysis or interpretation of the reports. The reports will be used by various users. Who are those users that we emphasize here? The users are the shareholders or investors, potential investors, that is those who have the mind of investing in such a business, the managers or management, the workers or employees, the governmental agency, financial institutions such as banks, insurance business, and the rest. We can also look at suppliers. Those who supply business, they have interest. The customers, they want to see whether that business can be a source of supply to their own business. We have consultant tool that needs that. If you look at the information provided by the side, accountant majorly, they are the one that perform the function of accounting. And the difference between them is that they lay more emphasis on some things. They are the one that prepare a report. How do we mean? What are those the issues that are concerned or related to that report? They prepare what we call financial position. They prepare income statement, cash flow, and the rest. In that financial position, you see by the side there what we have assets. In subsequent lecture, we'll describe what we mean by asset. You see income statement components. You see what we call statement of income. Expenses is there. You see issue of money that describe the monetary aspect of financial or activities of organization. Again, you see what we call profit, that accountant will see revenue generated by business they have captured during their collection and recording, and expenses incurred by the business that they captured during data collection and recording. The net or the difference between the revenue and expenses is what is described to profit as stated there. So accountants lay emphasis on accuracy. All these will be discussed in subsequent lectures. On that note, I'm describing what we mean by meaning of accounting. between bookkeeping and accounting. Bookkeeping is an aspect of accounting, just as arithmetic is part of mathematics. Like we said earlier, the person that performs the function of bookkeeping is known as a bookkeeper. The requirement for somebody to be a bookkeeper might just be a school's out holder, whereas in the case of accounting, you need something higher than that. So the main function of a bookkeeping or a bookkeeper is to collect data and record that financial data. Why accounting goes beyond this? Accounting will go further to classify, to process data collected, and then prepare a report. A report prepared will be analyzed and interpreted to assist the various users in order to take an informed economic decision. Again, I want to lay emphasis on the difference between bookkeeping and accounting by describing further bookkeeping versus accounting now. Let's look at the major focus of bookkeeping, and so that will explain why it's different from accounting. The work of a bookkeeping and accounting often overlap. Majorly, you see that, like I said earlier, bookkeeping is just an aspect of accounting. In other words, the bookkeeping, as the word suggests, is about keeping books, and that's the first layer of the function or process of accounting. A bookkeeper keeps an accurate and complete record of financial transaction of a business. They focus on the recording on financial transaction with less focus on other aspects of accounting. What are those other aspects of accounting? And that's what you see in the case of accounting now. Coming to accounting, accountant build on the information provided by the bookkeeper. An accountant focuses on the bigger financial picture and performs tasks that affect the whole accounting process. Accountants apply further financial analysis to the financial records kept by bookkeepers. Accountants classify, analyze, summarize, interpret, and report on the financial information. In general, we have laid emphasis on what the two of them have done, but the point you have mentioned again, we have to put it there, that data collected here, like I said earlier about in the case of bookkeeping, is about all financial activities of the business. And whereas when that is collected, recorded, accountant now moves from there to proceed to end to the aspect of interpretation and analysis of the report prepared by the accountant, so that users can take an informed decision. Accounting as an information system. Accounting is a means of social and business communication, and it involves a flow of information from collection through recording to report preparation and interpretation, including the feedback. How do we mean by this? Accounting is here describing itself as a normal information system, or a system generally is an issue of interrelatedness and interdependence, where we put accounting as an information system. We then look at accounting, an aspect of input, process, output, and a feedback chain. So what do you mean by input here in the case of accounting? Input in accounting refers to data collected and recorded, and process here refers to the processing of data collected and classified, and other adjustments, correction of errors, whatever layers are needed to do before a report is prepared. The third step, which is output, refers to the report prepared. What do you mean by this report? That's the final stage of accounting process. On that note, where you have financial position prepared, income statement prepared, cash flow return, and other things that might need depending on the request or the need of users. At the end of the day, a feedback will come. The emphasis here is to lay on the feedback. Who are those people that bring the users are the one that will report on that, and the effect of that will also have impact on the input, and the change continue in that process. And that describes what we mean by accounting information system. Again, I'm saying that just like any other information system, the accounting information system is incomplete without feedback.
Go. Now, having listened to today's lesson, let us take one or two questions from you people so that we can clarify further. So, on my left, we have.
You
are welcome. On my right,
okay,
Ayobami, you can take your question.
Sir, I would like to know what's the definition of accounting?
Well, when you say definition, I would like you to know clearly. The definition, accounting is a discipline that concerns with data collection, recording, preparation of reports. But if you are reading of accounting, as I said earlier, definition, it is a discipline that involves data collection, recording, classifying, processing, and preparation of reports that we use by various users. That report, the accountant, which refers to the present preparer, might need at times to analyze or interpret the report prepared that will assist the user that mentioned able to make use of that decision. And that was, I think, the meaning of accounting is clear to me. So, Josephine, you can ask your question.
Okay, sir. What is the difference between bookkeeping and accounting? Is there any major distinction between bookkeeping and accounting?
Bookkeeping is an aspect of accounting. As I said to Ayobam earlier, that accounting is a discipline that covers so many stages. Bookkeeping just covers part of the stage, starting from the data collection and recording. So accounting goes beyond where bookkeeping ends by classifying what the bookkeepers must have recorded, analyze it, prepare reports, and analyze such reports that we use by various systems. So the difference there is that bookkeeping is an aspect of accounting, just as we have arithmetic as an aspect of mathematics. So accounting is wider. Bookkeeping is just a little aspect of accounting. So whoever that performs the function of bookkeeping is referred to the bookkeeper. Or in modern days now, we call it account clerk. We are using clerical concepts. For those that perform accounting functions, we refer to an accountant. So the major distinction is that accounting is a discipline. And the person that performs that refers to an accountant. Bookkeeping is a form of a clerical labor. The person that performs that function is a bookkeeper. So with this, I believe we are clear now with the difference between bookkeeping and accounting. So on that note, we end this lecture.
Accounting involves the processes of collection, recording, classifying, preparation of reports, and analysis or interpretation of the prepared report. Bookkeeping is concerned with the collection and recording of financial data. In the next lesson, you will learn about the history of accounting. For now, bye for now.